things too.
Andrea, do you see a potential for the growth of the art here in the Valley?
There are a lot of different people working with puppets in churches and schools. There are several groups who are trying to get started as professional puppeteers. The different schools, the colleges are using puppetry, but there's no cohesive unit between all of these people. They're each doing their own thing in their own spot. And that's kind of why we wanted to start the Central Valley Puppetry Guild in hopes to bring them together so we can have a meeting of the minds.
By pure chance, Andrea met 13-year-old Tim Torres at a Fresno toy store, where Tim and his cousin were staging an impromptu puppet show.
Here were these two young boys working at puppetry, and they were so much better than a lot of adults that I had seen. And it made me realize that there are more people out there in this valley using puppetry in different areas, and they don't know about each other. And it's amazing to see what's going on.
Tim has been intimately involved with puppets for years. Andrea Tremper says that he is possibly the best puppeteer in the valley. At 13, his artistry is still growing. We talked with Tim about his love of puppetry and where he wants to go with his talents.
I started 2 years ago, and since I seen the Muppet Show, that's what really got me into it. And the Muppet movie, when I started watching that, you know, I seen it enough times, you know, to know it by heart. 9 times is a long time.
You saw the show 9 times?
Uh-huh.
Do something for us, Tim.
Let me see, I have a hat down here somewhere. Oh, a hat. Can you put this on here? Hello there, my name is Herman. Yeah, that's right, you got it right, Herman. See, and he's got a little hat my grandmother bought me for my birthday, and I just fix up puppets as best as I can.
Someone like Tim might grow up and go on to work with one of the professional groups like the Muppets. He may develop his own puppet company and attract actors and puppeteers to work with him. He may go into commercial television, use puppets as part of advertising. There are just a number of directions that he could go. Puppetry is really part of the dramatic arts, and it is as serious an art form as acting or becoming a mime or any of the visual arts.
What happens here in your workshop? What kinds of things do you do? Is it basically an instructional kind of a situation, or is it purely for your pleasure?
At the moment, it's for my pleasure. I use it to construct puppets. I also have a lot of science games and activities for my work at the Discovery Center. We have been having some meetings with the Puppetry Guild, organizational meetings out in the workshop. But I've always wanted a place to work and develop some of my ideas, not only with puppets, but with creating dolls and stuffed animals and just science games. And so we had this empty room and decided to convert it into a workshop. Puppets are wonderful in that they can teach anything. They can do just about anything. You can create them to fly through the air if you want, or dig under the ground. They can say and do things that people cannot do. They can get away with almost anything because they're not alive, and so people will take just about anything they should say. Kids listen to them. And so as a teaching technique, they're wonderful because where anything else will not work, if you bring a puppet in and try to teach with the puppet, the kids stop whatever they're doing and they pay attention.
So with puppetry coming of age in the valley, Andrea Tremper and young artists like Tim Torres are opening new doors for young imaginations of all ages. Tim says he really enjoys his impromptu puppet show. So wherever he can prop up a makeshift stage, find a few people to watch, you're likely to see Miss Piggy, Kermit, and all his friends. Back in a moment with more PM Magazine.